guys? MCNHD here. Today I'm gonna do kind of about an hour run through Genshin. So a little bit about me and within this gaming community. I have been playing Genshin Impact since November 2020. I've come a long way within the game. It's been ups and downs throughout the last year and a half. I haven't played, non-stop. There were a couple months where I stopped playing just to kind of refocus myself. But overall, in my opinion, it's a pretty cool game. It's not perfect, but it does have a lot of the things that I'm looking for, which is an open world concept, the ability to engage with NPCs. I like that it's not necessarily directly PvP because, it's already a gacha game. So if it were directly PvP, it'll force people to have to spend money to get better, and so for that, this game is more free to play friendly. I do have a lot of the characters. I don't have all of the characters. I have a lot of the characters. Let me go to my character archive. So I'm currently missing Kamisato, Ayato, Shenhe, Arataki Ito, Goro. So it's weird because I have most of my 4 stars are C6. The only ones that aren't C6 are probably like Kaya, Amber, the ones that don't show up really much on the event banners. But I don't have Yoimiya. I don't really fancy her. I don't really fancy Ayato, but I've saved up everything for Ito. I've saved up. I have over 23 million Mora. I've got the character XP Ascension materials. I've got the Rifthorn Regalia, which he needs to ascend. I've got all the Geostones that I need because 156, 123. That can all be foddered up to the 5-star one. I've got all his books, which are the teachings of elegance, right? So I've got all his books. And I've got all the materials that I need for his weapon, which I believe that is. Hold on, okay, here it is. Narukami's Wisdom, I think is what it's called. My bar's in the way. But yeah, basically this series right here. That's what he needs for his weapon. I also farmed for Goro, and Goro required. I believe Goro required Perpetual Heart from the Perpetual Mechanical Array. You can see I farmed for Ayato, but then I decided not to get him because I don't know, his numbers aren't. His numbers are good, right? But they're mid. They're not like. They're not. It wasn't worth me going out of my way to get him and upgrade him. I have all the weapon ascension ore that I need for him for Ito. I've got the artifact sets, House of Opulent Dreams. I've got the artifact sets for him. I think this one was gonna be the one that I used for his. I wish that were crit rate, but I think that's one I was gonna use for his flower. And this one might have been the one for his feather, and then the defense sands, crit rate, crit damage. So it's gonna have a lot of crit damage. The crit rate one for all my rolls. Look at this. The crit rate one is just kind of afraid it might not have enough crit rate because there's just a lot of crit damage here. I mean, I do have a crit rate helm, so that should make up for it, actually. So if I have this crit rate helm with the defense percentage stats, the crit damage, it should make up for it. Through and through. So hopefully I should be above 50%, hopefully maybe closer to 60% critical rate. So yeah, my Ito, well, not my Ito, I don't have Ito yet, but I'll be ready to pull for him whenever it does come out. Alright, so recently, like maybe within like the last 6 months or so, maybe the last 3-4 months, I've been actually doing better with sending my characters out on expeditions because over time, it's small progress over time, but over time, you get a lot of these different materials. Like, oh, I got 3,000 bird eggs, 1914. What are those called? The sweet flower, yeah. I got the over 2,000 lotus head, over 2,000, almost 3,000 of those. You know, and then like the one that surprised me was the raw meat. I've got over 3,000 of those, and those are kind of hard to come by earlier on in my play. Um, I have 36 starred the abyss. To be honest with you guys, I'm not like the most skilled player in this game. I understand how the reactions work for the most part. I understand the I understand. You see this right here. This is 9 star. That was the month. That was around the time when I stopped playing. I just like stopped playing the game. So whenever you see that, you see a whole bunch of 36 stars. You see all the way down here the 31 star. This was when this was my team at that time, right? Well, wasn't my team, but this were the characters that I used a lot at that time. I have not touched Fischl since I got the Shogun, Raiden Shogun, on the first time she came out, and I haven't touched Hu Tao in a long time. I haven't touched Diluc in a while. I still I like to play with Ganyu because she's pretty good. She can be fun. Um, but yeah, at that time I was still like newer to the game. Well, this was what, April 2021. So my account wasn't really that strong. My artifacts weren't that good at all. Like I was still learning the game, and then gradually, first time I got 36 stars was when I had Hu Tao hit this damage, 133,000. All right, and I had Zhongli. Zhongli was very instrumental to me getting 36 stars that first time. And Diona, a 4 star, free to play character. If you've played the game, and even if you just start now playing this game, you might get her one day, right? Because she's a 4 star. Their 4 star characters are generally easier to get in this game. And I would definitely recommend her. She's very good. She's very very good as a 4 star. Very good. And then you can see I dropped off to 28. I'm not really sure what happened then, but because you see this is 34, 32, 34, 30, 28. I probably just didn't play the floor 12. I might have just said forget it. But then I got the 34, 35 up here, and this was around the time that I got the Raiden Shogun. She hit 200k, which is probably the most damage that my account has done at that time. And I started getting consistent 36 stars was when I was able to eventually put everything together. You know, I've had Kazuha for a minute, I've had Raiden for a little bit, I've had Zhongli for a while, Diona, put everything together, and then I started getting consistent 36 stars. Now, when I got Eula, she broke everything. She broke everything. She broke everything. She got, this is 878,000 damage from Eula. She broke everything. And then, like, she can consistently hit high numbers. And I love that. Right, the Shogun hits high numbers too. But Eula can hit consistently high numbers, especially if you got the artifacts set, the right weapon choice. Um, so I use her. I use her a lot in Spiral Abyss. Excuse me. And the last two waves, or the last one actually. So I've used Eula has been my hardest hitter for a long time. But then in the last wave, I used the Shogun. Broke her own record, but uh, within the Spiral Abyss to hit 280,000. I'm pretty sure I've hit 400k with her before, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. So, um, there is a new event that's going on right now. It's this Harmonix Research Facility event. It's pretty okay. I mean, you can get important resources from the event. Challenge awards. They give you a lot of different challenges. I can actually show it to you like this. So if I go to challenge awards, there you go. So they got the Primo Gems, which you use this to you can use that to buy wishes, which essentially gets you either a weapon or a character. Um, you can use this to refresh your resin, and your resin, when you access your map, your resin's up here. The maximum is 160 right now. I'm at 66 out of 160. I try to keep it to where it doesn't overflow or reach 160, because basically at that point you're not making, the resin is not working for you, because it's essentially you've maxed out on resin and you're wasting resin, and resin is pretty hard to come by in this game. It takes 8 minutes to replenish one resin. So if you're at 0 out of 160, it'll take you a little bit over 21 hours to go from 0 to 160. So if you brought yourself down to 0 resin out of 160, it'll take you a little bit over 21 hours to get back to 160. So you have that much time to do whatever you want, and then you can come back to the game. So you can realistically play the game once a day. Once a day, but you have to like play it like maybe 4 hours earlier each time. Um, so I'm gonna go in here and just keep in mind, don't raise your expectations, because I'm not really the best at this game. I don't really like using their trial characters because, in my opinion, they suck. Like, they're level 80, and their weapons, their constellations, their artifact choices are probably all bad. I've just like, I've never liked using trial characters. I like using my own characters. So they got these Rockfond, Rifthound whelps. These are basically flying wolves, flying dogs, whatever. Some people call them dogs, some people call them wolves. But they fly around, and you see this one has a yellow diamond on its forehead. That's how you know it's Geo, because that's the color of Geo. Is pretty much it's a yellow diamond um, color. They do also have the Rifthound whelps that are the Electro version, but those aren't in this level, in this room. Um, so these flying dogs are actually kind of weird, because the way to kill them faster and easier is to use their own element against them. So the Rockfond Rifthound, the best one to use against it, the best elemental damage to use against it is Geo, hands down. Um, for the Electro one, if we had it in here, which we don't, the best one to use against it would be the Electro Element. Okay, so in here we have the Hydro Mimic Crane. So first half, basically, you got a lot of Hydro, and also when you're picking things like this and in some events that look like this, sometimes it helps to look at the trial characters and look at the theme that's kind of going on. And from what I can tell, this is very much so a geo at least the first half. The first half is essentially a room where you want to take a whole bunch of geo elements. So I have Zhongli and Albedo at level 90. I could use their Ito and use their Goro, um, and see what that ends up being like. The harmonics, really, I'm not really sure how well these work. You know, I'm not really sure how they work, right? So I've read these for the other ones. Honestly, while I've been playing this, I just select any one, right? I can cancel them out. I can reset them, and I can put this one to this one. I can put this one to this one. It doesn't matter, you know. You can reset it. You can put this one here, put this one here, put this one here. Oh, I think I actually misclicked on that one. Alright. Okay, so I'll show you guys some gameplay with my account, and the first half's gonna have half of it would be their characters instead of my characters. But the second half, I'm gonna use okay. Nothing wrong with me using Ayaka, because she's cryo. The cryo will be good at canceling out everything. Cryo would work against everything here except the large cryo slime, because it'll be shielded by a cryo shield, and it'll be immune to cryo damage. But cryo damage would work against every other opponent there. So there is no point in not putting cryo if it's gonna work for everybody. So I'm gonna use a shield because I'm lazy. I might use Diona. I might use Zhongli. Oh, actually, I can't use Zhongli, so I'll use Diona. So I guess what I'll do then is I'll use Kazuha, and then I could use Venti. I always get stuck between Kazuha and Venti. I always get stuck because they're good for different reasons, you know. So, gotta select my harmonics. Can't play without harmonics. All right. So. So yeah, I'm not used to how these characters play. Like Ito. So that was very good. Because the Rock Hound, the Rift Hound, Whelps, the flying dogs, they do corrosion. So if you don't take care of them quickly enough, they'll start making you bleed out essentially. So I don't like how in this level I don't like how yeah, it's the enemies don't show up that often, right? It's just one per. Every time it's just one per, you know. It's like I can just let me at them. Send them all my way, all at once. Bro, come on. I gotta wait. That's crazy, man. Alright, Albedo's elevator is not always the best. He hit him, he killed him with one hit. My Ito, like this is damage being done by their Ito. Which it's like it's insane, right? Let me see what constellation this guy's at. This guy's at C0. Theirs is at C0. Alright, I have C6 Zhongli, C2 Albedo because of his solar isotoma, just his elemental skill. But unfortunately, these guys are. Oh my goodness, they're not even using his best in slot. They gave him a 4-star weapon. They're not even using Ito's best in slot weapon. That's crazy. Alright, hopefully the second half is more eventful. That first half it felt boring. Like I've played the other levels of this game, right? And here we go. See that? Elemental reactions. Alright. Yeah, Miko, very, very good off-field DPS. Like, they're just vaporized. Okay, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Alright, so for some reason, Diona's ultimate does that, where it doesn't, it's odd to me. It misses the target and goes in a completely different direction. Now if I had Pyro, maybe. I haven't used Diona. Well, at least she didn't miss that time. Alright, I'm trying to get 4,000, but the enemies are just coming by very slowly. Like, come on. The version we played yesterday, the one that came out yesterday, the opponents were coming by, it seemed much faster than this. Now it's just like one ruin guard every 30 seconds. Oh, she actually. Oh wow, that's like the best aim I've ever seen. The ruin guard was actually appearing in the middle of appearing, and she actually hit him. She actually like aimed her thing and hit him. All right. Okay then. 48.56. I think that's my highest score in this entire thing. We got in 4,000 in the other ones, but I think this is my highest score, almost 5,000. All right. Alright guys, well this is the end of my first ever YouTube video. Um, hopefully, I'm able to get this to YouTube. It's probably going to be a really long video because this is kind of like an introduction to me within this game. I am also, kind of exploring like what I'm wanting to do with a YouTube channel. I know I like to play video games, um, but I also have a lot of other interests. I have interests in the foreign exchange market. I've got interests in cryptocurrency, which, by the way, guys, be very careful out there with cryptocurrency because there are a lot of cryptocurrency scams going on. Um, I also have interests in technology. I've got interests in lifestyle, but um,
Every journey has its final day.
I'm in the military right now, so it's like lifestyle is kind of you make the best of what you got. Um, and honestly, like I think I do a pretty good job of that. At least it's more easy to do when you're ashore versus when you are on deployment. Um, but this is MCNHD signing off. You guys have a wonderful day. Be safe.